Hi, I'm Johnny O'Neill, and I'm a board game designer. Over the years, I've designed a lot of board games, like Boss Monster and Call to Adventure. But a little while back, I was thinking to myself, what's the meaning of life? So, adulthood, I guess you could say, is my attempt to answer that big age old question. And it really started with a conversation I had with my wife, Beverly, and she and I were talking about how would you make a game that just gamified life and winning at life and being the best adult. And we started out pretty early on talking about impact and happiness, being a good person and having a good time, essentially. And that made it through into the final game as our core scoring method. So at the beginning of the game, you're at the into those tracks and you're trying to move up. So you earn impact by doing good things, by volunteering, by doing community service, but also by being a good friend or being there for other people in your life. The happiness track, you move up by doing things that are fun or exciting or creatively fulfilling. And again, I think those both model pretty well to real life. The other thing that we thought about happiness is how individual it is. Everybody is happy about different things or finds joy in different things. And that's where values come in. So I chose 3 values cards here that might line up a little bit with my own personal interests. One of them is bliss. This is the card that rewards you for having lots of family themed cards. Family is a big part of who I am and what I care about. Another is inspiration, one that rewards you for creativity themed cards. And that's definitely a big part of my life, and a huge sort of breakthrough for me in happiness was moving from more of a corporate job to more of a creative job. And then, I don't know, I just chose stardom. I think that's something that when I was younger, I wanted to be famous or I wanted to have a legacy. I don't worry as much about that one these days. I haven't personally in my own life acquired as many fame cards, but maybe I've had a couple. And so that is about how you score in adulthood. And the other is about how you actually be an adult. And that comes down to time. So we all in our lives have to figure out how we're going to spend our time to maximize our positive impact and our happiness. And in the game of adulthood, that's represented by these little wooden meeple clocks that you have 8 of and that you allocate to different activities in your life. So very typically, you'll have a lot of time on your career. There's no getting around that if you want to make some money. Then you've got to figure out, am I putting time into community, which gives me positive impact, or leisure, which gives me happiness, or wellness, which gives me energy. And energy can actually be spent as time, or it can be used for special stuff, like some of the creativity themed things. And this one is funny to me because I've designed a board game where working out is how you get energy. And yet in my own life, I constantly don't take my own advice. I'm constantly sliding past the workout part of my day and saying, I got to work more. And then when I actually do work out and I actually do get out in nature and walk and do all the things that give me energy, I am more creative. I am more successful. So I'm still trying to learn this lesson for myself. You get money in this game. You can't take it with you unless you have the riches value. You're not specifically getting any points for money, but it's a means to an end. You can buy things like a nice apartment that can make you happier, or like board games that can make you happier. And so, that's a part of it too. You can get great jobs. I used to have a corporate job, which was decent amount of time for money, but then I transitioned to a game designer job, which a little bit less money, but more happiness. So that's cool. And when it all comes together, I think my hope with this game is that people play this game and kind of imagine themselves walking a mile in somebody else's shoes, trying out what it's like to live somebody else's life. And I think that's inherently fun. It's funny to be playing this game and to suddenly be like, okay, I've got a baby on the way, or okay, I'm going to go out there and become a telemarketer or start a gang or do some of the silly things that are in the game. And it's all a part of life. We don't all get to live multiple lives in our actual lives, but that's what games are for. That's what stories are for. So that's what adulthood is all about. I think it's a lot of fun. I feel like this is maybe the most Johnny game I've ever made. Boss Monster was close. This one is a lot of who I am is in this game, and also the type of game it is. It's a little more random than most hobby games, but you know what? So is life. And so it's a little bit more silly than, or unserious than a lot of hobby games and some of the very cool, sophisticated games that we've made at Brotherwise. But I also think that's representative of life. And I have found this to be a game that I can play with just about anybody. It helps to have a hobby gamer in the room to learn and teach the initial rules. But from that point on, everybody knows what happens in life. So it's a pretty easy game to teach the nuances because it kind of works the way that you would expect. So that's Adulthood. I'm super excited about it. It's in stores now. We've already sold out of our first printing, so it's going well. But please get out there, check out this game, give it as a gift to somebody. I think this could be a really great one. And if you pick up Adulthood, you'll be helping me succeed as an adult. So thank you very much. And that's all about Adulthood for today.